Hey guys, welcome back to Fundamentals of Design, a TUTS Plus premium course. I'm Kim Bultma, and today we're going to talk to you about the concept of information design and what to think about it in terms of content and structure. Okay, so first of all, we're going to define the idea of information design. Information design or info design is basically the science of deciding how to prepare information for presentation to an audience. If you have to design a menu for a client, for example, you wouldn't just willy-nilly list every item the client had to offer in their restaurant. Instead, you group similar items together using proximity. If you had large amounts of data to include in a report, on the other hand, you'd have to consider if the best way to present that information was through a graph or some other visual representation other than listing massive amounts of possibly confusing data. So let's take a look at how information design works. First of all, think about the whole. What is it that the audience needs to know? How should they find what they need to know? And how will they be able to use the information that they find? Then, think about how you'd plan that information out. Your client wants an analysis of how users are interacting with their website. You need to understand the request. First of all, what information is needed? Second, what do you need to achieve with that information? And third, who's going to use this information and how? Where? Then, plan the actual document and how the final product will be achieved. Work out a schedule. How many people need to work on the project? Are you going to need to hire additional help for it? What's your budget like? Or how much will you charge the client for this project? Do you need to follow any style guides from the client? For example, what is the font they use in their logo? And do they want it used throughout their document? Next, you're going to need to do some research. This involves collecting information, performing research, whatever is required to produce the end result. For example, do you need access to their website's analytics? Do you need to conduct surveys of the client's website's users? Once you've conducted the research, you need to choose what content you feel is necessary for your client to know based on what the request was. Does it matter how many people access their website from Facebook, from Twitter? Organize the information, whether through outlines, concept maps, storyboards, tables, etc. Use a hierarchy. What information is most important? Do you need to consider spatial order of information or chronology? Should it be ascending or descending? Is it cause or effect? What hierarchy will have the most impact on your audience? Lay out the document. What is going to go where? How many pages do you have to work with? Or can you make the document as long as it needs to be? Analyze and revise. Is there any information your client will find irrelevant? Do you need to reorganize based on your findings? All right, so the next step is write and create. Draft it out. You've researched the information, you've organized it, crank out a draft. Get some graphics. Design some, find some stock photos or graphics. There's a lot of great websites out there that have stock photography or stock graphics that you can purchase for your commercial use. And that can all be built out as part of your budget. Create a hierarchy and style if necessary for headings, subheadings, body copy, captions, and so on. Combine the draft and the graphics together. And then edit, edit, edit. And then edit some more. And when you're done editing, again, you need to test it out. You need to make sure your users can make use of the information you'll be presenting to them. And finally, you got to do some revisions. Copy edit, proofread. Your final draft needs to be perfect. You want to get hired again, right? All right, let's get to the techie stuff. You need to prepare and present the document to the client. What kind of paper do you need to print this on? How many copies do you need? Do you need to give a PowerPoint presentation? Or do you need to do some other verbal presentation? You need to figure that part out. All right, present to the client. And you got to be professional about it. Um, you can match the company's reputation in your appearance. You're not going to go and give a presentation to a Fortune 500 company in your blue jeans unless they're a place that they wear blue jeans, and you never know. But you need to do that as part of your research and find out what kind of company is this, how are you going to present yourself to that company physically. While you're there giving the presentation, make sure you've got something with you that you can either record audio or you can take notes on what their reaction is to the information that you have given them. I mean, what did your client say about it? What questions did they have? What questions went unanswered and still need answering? Once you're done with that, then you need to revise the product and send out the final draft to the client. Okay, so your assignment. You've been asked by a local mom and pop grocery store to research what kind of vending machines they should place outside their store for after hours purchases. How would you research that? What kind of content would be in your proposal? How would you structure the final product? Okay, next time we are going to talk about a little bit more about information design in terms of audience. Again, this is Kim Bultma with Tuts Plus, and everybody here, thanks you for watching.